of the morning. Early rain shit. It's my type of weather though. Some people they wait for the sun to come out. They be like, oh yo, it's sunny outside. I gotta go outside. I like when it's like this, when it's fucking pouring, raining, thunder. I feel like that's when I'm supposed to be outside. You feel me? I don't know why. It is what it is though. I ain't gonna front. Shit was coming down too. For this shit to be like some summer storm or whatever, that shit was like some fake El Nino shit. That's what it was looking like. Right now, that shit light, slowing up. But during last night, during them night hours, yeah, that shit was coming down periodically. Word. That shit was beating. And I like that, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's gonna rain, rain. All that drizzle and shit. That shit corny. Like let it rain, feel me? Let it pour. I like to roll up a blunt and sit by the window. What I like more than that though is sitting outside in the rain while smoking a blunt. Blunt soaking wet and all that. Nah, I don't need the blunt soaking wet. That shit gonna fuck the vibe up. But yeah, I definitely be soaking wet. But I don't care. I love the rain. I just found out this it's a country. Well, it's a few places, but this specific country, I forgot where it's at. It rained all day, every day, and it ain't no drizzle and shit. Nah, that shit be coming down all day, every day. I gotta go visit that place, B. God willing, I get enough money to travel out there. I gotta go, yo. I gotta go right around in the middle of the jungle with the rain just beating down on my fucking head. Know what I mean? Or a whole album by the river. Word. With a waterproof notebook and a waterproof pen. I wrote a lot of rhymes on my phone. Too many to even count. I still got a lot of shits on my phone, but I ain't gonna front. Pen and paper. That's it. Don't get no better than that for me. That's what I really on my shit. Like, pardon me. That's when I'm really like I'm fucking locked in, yo. Sitting at the table, pen, paper. I wrote some of my I wrote some of my best shit with just fucking pen and pad. Feel me? And all that sitting down at the desk rhyming at the computer. Fuck out of here, man. To each his own, you know what I'm saying? But I'm big on energy and shit, frequency. And I realized that sitting at the table, rhyming at the computer, that shit ain't my vibe. I could do it, I could do anything if I put my mind to it. I've been doing it for years. But I want to go back to standing in a booth. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at with it right now. Fuck all that sitting at the desk with a table mic. The mic not even on the floor. That shit is on the table. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas can hear that. I think as entertainers, well, artists and singers, rappers, it's really important that while recording, the energy that we got and project at that very moment, that shit gotta be the way it always was, the way it was meant to be. Not sitting at no fucking desk, clicking record and shit. And I don't knock nobody that do that shit, because I've done that shit for years. Going on probably like since I moved over here, 3-4 years. No, I was doing that shit before I even got over here. I'm tripping. I've been doing that shit for about 10 years. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? But that shit make you sound less enthusiastic. I don't know why I sounded slow when I said that shit the first time. But yeah, that shit, you sound less enthusiastic. And niggas need that energy, man. When you standing in that fucking booth and it's just you, the powers that be, and the lyrics that you got, motherfuckers gotta feel that. Niggas that really got that ear, they could hear when you know what I'm saying? And I think that's why a lot of my music has been relaxed too. Cause a lot of my shit was high energy and shit. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, I noticed that my shit started getting into some smooth operator type shit. And I like that. I like that style. I like that flow. It's the calm shit. To think a trillion of things to say. Got enough time and space within that BPM, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I need that vibe, that feeling. That shit that make niggas get up when they hear it. Aaliyah Dennis. Who that? They said, hi, okay, I'm leaving. Yeah, see, it's coming down again. It's pouring again. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas can hear that shit. The quality of the recording, that shit mean everything. And I always knew that, but, I thought I could cut corners and shit. As far as like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna record myself. I know that's not the best quality, but it's gonna have to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. For a nigga on the grind coming up, that's okay. But what's not okay for me, my opinion, is doing that on top of, I'm gonna start sitting down as I rhyme now. I'm not gonna be standing up in my crib. You know what I'm saying? I don't got the tall mic. I'm gonna sit down at the desk. Nah. And it be those small things that I think, people don't notice. Not the listeners, but the artists themselves, or whatever you doing in life, creating something. When you change something, it could be small. You like, I'm gonna go write in the living room instead of writing in the kitchen where I always write. It sound crazy. It might sound crazy, but it be those small things that changes everything. You know how they say, if a nigga could time travel and you change one thing, everything would change in different ways because of that one thing that you changed. Yeah, I believe that shit as far as like with this recording shit. You know what I'm saying? So recording, sitting down, that shit, I've still made heat. I've made heat that I was proud of doing that. But I just know that the energy that I felt in my tracks before I started doing that was very different. Very different. And every time I catch lightning in the bottle and wind up finding that vibe while I'm sitting, it's always a difference in the recording. Like if I was to point out one of the recordings I did while sitting, but I had that vibe though at that moment for that specific recording. I still had that energy except I was seated. It would be the Meek Mill joint I did. Times like this, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I did that beat, and that's on Audio Mac. You know, you write my name, search my name, Fats Geronimo. Yeah, and you could hear it. That's one of my favorite tracks because you could still hear that energy that was needed. But you know that also comes along with too. That comes along with what I consume, and I don't really listen to a lot of rappers. Damn near any, to be honest. 1 to 5 maybe, and not even consistently. You know, as I got older, I stopped listening to the rappers. When I was young, I was listening to everybody. You know, I was still a fan. I wasn't an artist at the time, so I bought everybody shit that I fucked with, I liked. From Busta Rhymes, CDs, Jay-Z, fucking Biggie, of course. You know, a lot of R&B shit too. You feel me? But at the end of the day, that shit became a hindrance to me as a writer because I'm like, yo, I'm writing what I'm hearing. I sound like when I met Styles P, shout out to the Ghost. I told him, I said, yo, I used to rhyme like you. And that's a true story. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to listen to a lot of the Lox in my spare time when I was first starting to like, you know, be in the booth a lot. So a lot of my rhymes was sounding like what I was consuming, which was Styles, Jada, the Lox, you know, all together. You know, even Sheek too. You know, niggas don't give Sheek his credit, bro. Well, niggas do. Don't give me the talking. You know, no shit like that. Niggas give him his credit. But I mean, like I think he deserve a lot more credit. You feel me? Because everybody plays a position in the group. And I think his position was that shit was always being there, like the glue. Cause we know Styles wasn't, you know, he couldn't always be there due to certain circumstances and all that. But the fact that, you know, Jada kept it spearheading, you know, with his albums and mixtapes, and then, you know, when it was like, all right, enough of me, let's get back on this Lox vibe. He had Sheek there, and Sheek filled that void. It wasn't the complete Trinity, but until the Trinity, you know, became the Trinity again, while those two dudes was out here grinding, it gave that vibe of, yo, the Lox is still here. They ain't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Jada here, the Lox is still here. It's still here. You know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, Styles, he kept back on his shit when he got back on it. You know, it ain't like he went missing and then, you know, then come back and redeem himself, because he always did. But until he got back, Sheik was a very vital part of that shit that made us feel like, yo, the Locks, besides Jada still giving us his pain, the Locks in a whole is still here, even though Styles, might not be here at the time. So yeah, that's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he was the glue. You know what I mean? And shit, I was thinking the other day when we was in the lunchrooms and shit doing the banging on the table. You know what I mean? Chic verse was one of the hottest verses that we was doing off of Benjamin's. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas love that verse. I ain't even gonna hold you. We used to be in the lunchroom turning up off that shit. Word up. But yeah, man. And like I said, I just know the difference, how shit sound, the energy. So I'm like, yo, you know what? Let's get the people. Let's get the people what we been giving the people. You know what I mean? I mean, why not? It ain't like I can't, you know what I mean? And I've been doing the sit at the desk for a while. So it's like, let's go back to the standing up in the booth, get them that energy. And again, to each his own, because I know a lot of the new generation, that's how y'all work. I've seen it. Y'all go from streaming at the desk to sitting at the desk rhyming, recording. You know what I mean? I came up where you needed a motherfucking booth, where you stepped into a separate booth. Before technology got to the point where you didn't care about the background noise and you could cancel that shit out with a couple of clicks. You had to be isolated in a motherfucking booth. And it's something about the booth. The booth gave a presence that you can't get nowhere because it's a booth, obviously. It felt like you was in the motherfucking, it felt like you was in a confessional booth. Like if the world, the universe had its own confessional booth, I think it would definitely be the studio for recording music. Like I look at the booth like that, no funny shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm like, yo, let's get the people what they want, what they need. Sometimes they don't know what they want. You feel me? Tell your mother get a job. And I got a job, faggot. Boof. I say what I want to say, man. Get off my page, man. Be too early for y'all niggas to be start nut hugging, man. Real shit. Stop hugging my nuts. And you could tell you niggas ain't got no bitches. Because if it was early in the morning right now, I wouldn't even be on no nigga live talking like this. Bro, I'd have been in the bed with my bitch. Minding my goddamn business. You niggas don't be having no life. And I know a lot of you niggas. Y'all niggas think y'all can hide behind, you know what I mean, fake ass vibes and shit. I know a lot of you suck ass niggas, man. And y'all know I know too. Y'all know. That's why y'all can only do but so much sucker shit. Like get on lives and do this shit. Hug my nuts. Or talk amongst people that y'all know. And y'all both don't have no fucking access to me or know what the fuck I got going on. And it stops there. It stops there. It ain't like a nigga ringing my bell, coming to me, telling me what's on his mind. Niggas wouldn't dare do that. Niggas wouldn't dare do that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, at the end of the day, I say, yo, I'm gonna get the people what they want. Step back in the booth, get them that energy. And we gonna go from there. We gonna take it from there. We gonna see what it do. Hell yeah, I'm homeless. I don't got nowhere to go. I'm outside with nothing to do. I just woke up in a cardboard box like 3 blocks away. Ate a pigeon I seen standing on a curb. That was for breakfast. But yeah, man. So at the end of the day, I said, fuck it, that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? And I can't wait until the finished product. Every time a nigga finish something, that shit is like, I can't even explain that shit. And I don't think people understand. I can't explain it to nobody. It may not even be something for me to explain to people, but it's a vibe or feeling I get when I finish shit, the finished product that even money can't give me, bro. And that shit might sound cliche, might even sound like fucking cap, but it ain't cap at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta wonder why a nigga would keep doing something besides just the fact that I keep doing it. You know what I mean? You gotta wonder, like, damn, what is he getting out of this shit? Is there some type of satisfaction? Yes, there is. Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. That's why the shit get done. And again, this shit ain't no feeling, no bag to give me, bro. You know, I love money like everybody else. Money don't run me, though. I know she mad she wore that shit. Yeah, money don't run me, though. You know what I mean? But still, you know, I love money. Matter of fact, I'm going to say I like money. I ain't going to say I love it. Because the money don't know I love it. Money don't know what the fuck love is. So I like money like everybody else like money. I think a lot of people love it, though. I mean, you watch these motherfucking YouTube videos, and you know, niggas talk a lot. You start listening, niggas talk long enough, you can hear. You know, money run niggas' lives. And that's to each his own. That's to each his own. You know, you wanna live like that, you know, that's up to you. I ain't saying it's a problem. It's just I don't live like that. Even when I got money, that shit still don't run me. I'm just fats with some bread. Like, you know what I mean? And everything is even more lit. But the shit don't run me, though. You know what I mean? I still walk up to a bitch that I probably think ain't gonna talk to me and still talk to that bitch. Because without confidence and belief, you ain't got shit. You know what I mean? Dollars is dollars. Them shits don't change. Them shits don't change who you are. They change how you are seen, how you're perceived. A dollar can change how people look at you, but the shit don't change you entirely. The dollar can't make you fucking smarter. You gotta make yourself smarter. The dollar can't give you common sense. You gotta develop common sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's real shit. But again, it's early. I got things to do. And I'm out of here. Suck my dick. Word. That's what you could do. I'm almost positive the niggas who come here, y'all niggas know me. Y'all don't know me, but y'all know me. That's why y'all come on here, cause I don't believe it's niggas up this early who don't know me at all and just hopping on my live. That shit, I don't believe that shit. So I believe it's you niggas that know me. You don't know me, but you know me. You know what I mean? So that's why you on my shit early in the morning on my dick. And it's sad because I don't fuck with a lot of niggas, so it's easy for me to pinpoint who it could be. It's easy for me to pinpoint that type of shit.
All of our brothers too.
See, my name Fats, man.
Like brothers.
Fats Geronimo. I know who hate on me. I know who pretend like we fucking cool, and in the back of their head, they hugging my fucking nuts, angry. I know. From family, friends, don't matter what the fuck you is, a ant, dog, cat. I know who be on my meat with an angry face, which is crazy. You angry and you on my meat. You know what I'm saying? That shit easy for me to point out. That's why I don't be fucking with niggas. Cause niggas will think you can't tell. These niggas out here think you can't tell till you show them. They really think, oh, I'm getting over on this nigga, or this nigga think, nigga, if you only knew. If you only fucking knew. Don't. So leave it at that. Probably mad because one of your bitches probably sucked my dick, whoever that is. Don't be mad. It's just the way of the world, man. You know what would be funny with this shit though? Niggas, when you ain't got no emotion, niggas don't care. At all. You don't get this, you don't got that. Then you wind up getting all that shit. Way more than they ever had, or way more than they ever fucking assumed that you would have. And oh, we know what that do. We know what the fuck that does. That pisses niggas off. Pisses them off, right off. You know what I mean? So I don't be mad at niggas. I talk to the universe and make shit happen. That's what the fuck I do. Yo.